Step back in time and rediscover the top Christmas toys from the 1960s and 1970s. From groundbreaking games to unforgettable icons, these toys defined holiday magic and cherished childhood memories. Do you remember the thrill of racing tiny cars through loops, jumps, and gravity-defying stunts? In 1968, Hot Wheels zoomed into the hearts of kids everywhere, redefining what toy cars could be. Mattel's co-founder, Elliot Handler, wanted to create a die-cast car that could perform like no other on the market. His vision resulted in a toy that not only looked great, but also raced faster and farther than its competitors. The debut collection, known as the Original Sweet 16, featured vibrant hot rods modeled after real-life muscle cars. But it wasn't just the cars that made Hot Wheels special, it was their iconic orange tracks. Kids could snap the tracks together to create their own race courses, complete with loops, jumps, and steep drops. This combination of sleek designs and customizable racetracks revolutionized playtime. By Christmas 1968, Hot Wheels had raced to the top of wish lists across the country. Boys and girls alike spent hours staging epic races, sparking a love for speed and competition that endures today. Not all toys were about speed and thrill. Some captured the charm of everyday life and turned it into imaginative play. In 1962, the chatter telephone transformed a simple household object into a source of endless childhood joy. Invented by Ernest Thornell, this friendly-faced phone featured colorful dials, a ringing bell, and pull-along wheels that immediately captured children's imaginations. Inspired by watching his daughter pretend to use the family's real phone, Thornell created a toy that allowed kids to mimic adults in a fun and playful way. Unlike other static toys, the chatter telephone was mobile. Kids loved dragging it from room to room, treating it as a loyal companion. Its bright colors and cheerful design encouraged role-playing, letting kids pretend they were making important calls or chatting with friends. Originally crafted from wood, the chatter telephone later transitioned to a lightweight plastic version, ensuring its durability and affordability. This toy became a staple in households worldwide, symbolizing the charm of early childhood creativity. Can you still remember twisting the knobs of an Etch A Sketch to bring your drawings to life? Introduced in 1960, this groundbreaking toy captivated kids and adults alike. Invented by French technician André Cassagnes, it was initially called the Magic Screen. After struggling to find a manufacturer, Cassagnes struck a deal with the Ohio Art Company, which rebranded the invention as Etch A Sketch. The toy's appeal lay in its simplicity. Two knobs controlled a stylus inside a sealed gray screen, allowing kids to draw precise vertical and horizontal lines. For many children, mastering the delicate controls became a challenge and part of the fun. If they made a mistake, a simple shake would erase the slate, making room for new creations. Etch A Sketch wasn't just a toy. It was a creative outlet that inspired countless budding artists. Decades later, it remains an iconic symbol of imagination, innovation, and endless play. But creativity didn't stop at a screen. The next toy brought the building blocks of imagination into kids' hands, brick by brick. By 1969, Lego had already become a cornerstone of childhood creativity. These interlocking plastic bricks allowed kids to build and rebuild anything their imaginations could dream up. While Lego originated in Denmark in the 1930s, it wasn't until 1949 that the company introduced the revolutionary brick design that would transform the toy industry. Lego sets were as versatile as they were simple. A handful of bricks could become a towering castle, a functional car, or even an intricate spaceship. By the late 1960s, themed sets featuring vehicles, buildings, and fantasy worlds added a whole new level of excitement for young builders. Parents appreciated Lego for its educational value, as it encouraged problem-solving, spatial awareness, and creativity. For kids, it was an immersive and endlessly entertaining experience. Whether building solo or with friends, Lego offered a sense of achievement and fun that has stood the test of time. Few games brought families and friends together in laughter quite like Twister. Released in 1965, this party favorite turned living rooms into a whirlwind of tangled limbs and colorful chaos. Players were tasked with placing their hands and feet on different colored circles based on the spin of a dial, a simple premise that led to hilarious results. But Twister's road to success wasn't straightforward. Retailers initially hesitated to stock the game, fearing its physical nature was too suggestive for families. Everything changed when Johnny Carson played Twister live on The Tonight Show with actress Eva Gabor. Their laughter-filled demonstration made Twister a sensation overnight, and sales skyrocketed. Teens embraced Twister as the ultimate icebreaker at parties, while families loved it for its ability to bring everyone together in a fun and active way. By Christmas 1966, Twister had cemented its place as a holiday classic, proving that simple ideas often bring the most joy. But while Twister focused on fun and laughter, another toy captured imaginations with tales of adventure and bravery. In 1964, Hasbro changed the toy landscape forever with the introduction of G.I. Joe, the world's first action figure. Designed as an alternative to Barbie, G.I. Joe avoided the term doll entirely, instead embodying a rugged, heroic soldier ready for battle. G.I. Joe was revolutionary in its realism. Posable joints allowed kids to position him for daring missions, while a variety of military uniforms and accessories, like helmets, rifles, and even walkie-talkies, added to the adventure. Boys could create their own stories of heroism, imagining G.I. Joe in battles, rescues, and high-stakes missions. This wasn't just a toy, it was a symbol of bravery, strength, and imagination. G.I. Joe's success spawned countless imitators and paved the way for action figures to dominate the toy market. Decades later, G.I. Joe remains an enduring icon, proving that every child loves a hero. Do you remember the magic of watching your Shrinky Dinks shrink before your eyes? Introduced in 1973, Shrinky Dinks captivated kids and parents with their unique combination of creativity and hands-on fun. Each kit came with thin plastic sheets that children could decorate with markers or crayons. After cutting out their designs, they'd place them in the oven, where the real magic happened. Their creations would shrink to a fraction of their original size while thickening into durable miniature versions. The concept originated from a school fundraiser in Wisconsin, where inventor Betty Morris wanted to create an engaging activity for kids. Shrinky Dinks quickly grew into a national phenomenon, offering children the chance to turn their drawings into keychains, jewelry, or collectible charms. What made Shrinky Dinks so beloved was the sense of accomplishment they gave kids. They weren't just playing, they were creating something lasting and personal. By Christmas 1973, Shrinky Dinks had become a popular gift, inspiring countless young artists. But while Shrinky Dinks brought delicate artistry to life, the next toy packed a punch in a battle for mechanical dominance. In 1966, the sound of clashing plastic fists became the soundtrack of playrooms everywhere. Rockham Sockum robots turned the thrill of boxing into a fast-paced, action-packed game that kids couldn't get enough of. Created by Marvin Glass and Associates, the game pitted two robot fighters, Red Rocker and Blue Bomber, against each other in a boxing ring. Players used joysticks to throw punches and maneuver their robot, aiming for that satisfying final blow to pop their opponent's head. What set Rockham Sockum robots apart was its blend of strategy and excitement. Kids quickly learned that button mashing wouldn't win the match. Timing and precision were the keys to victory. The head-popping drama and the brightly colored robots made every game feel like an epic showdown. By Christmas 1966, Rockham Sockum robots had punched their way to the top of toy wish lists, becoming an enduring favorite. But not all toys relied on head-to-head battles. Some offered a softer, safer way to play that transformed indoor fun forever. In 1970, the Nerf Ball revolutionized playtime by creating a toy that could bring action indoors without breaking anything. Short for non-expanding recreational foam, Nerf was the brainchild of Parker Brothers. Made from lightweight, soft foam, the Nerf Ball could bounce off walls, furniture, and even windows without causing damage. Parents loved the safety, while kids loved the freedom to play wherever they wanted. The original Nerf Ball was marketed as the world's first indoor ball, and it quickly became a sensation. Its versatility made it perfect for impromptu games of catch, dodgeball, or even basketball, right in the living room. By the end of its first year, Nerf had sold over 4 million balls, cementing its status as a must-have toy. The brand didn't stop there. Nerf expanded into foam footballs, basketballs, and eventually the wildly popular Nerf guns, making it a household name for generations to come. Have you ever owned a pet that didn't need feeding, grooming, or even a leash? In 1975, the pet rock became the most low-maintenance companion ever. Advertising executive Gary Dahl came up with the idea while joking with friends about how easy it would be to take care of a rock. He turned the joke into a business by packaging ordinary stones in small cardboard boxes, complete with air holes and a tongue-in-cheek instruction manual. The manual detailed humorous training tips, like how to teach your rock to stay or roll over. This absurdity was exactly what made the pet rock a cultural sensation. Kids loved the humor, while adults appreciated the novelty. It wasn't just a toy, it was a moment of shared laughter in an otherwise stressful world. Within months, millions of pet rocks were sold, making it one of the most memorable fads of the decade. It proved that clever marketing could turn even a simple stone into a must-have holiday gift. But while the pet rock relied on humor, the next toy fascinated kids with its unique and wobbly design. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. This catchy slogan captured the magic of Weebles when they hit the toy market in 1971. Created by Play School, these egg-shaped figures were designed with a weighted base that allowed them to rock back and forth without ever tipping over. Their bright colors and cheerful expressions immediately appealed to young children. What made Weebles truly special was the sense of wonder they inspired. No matter how hard kids tried to knock them over, they would always pop back up, sparking endless fascination. The toy line grew to include a Weebles family and themed play sets, such as cars, slides, and houses, allowing children to create imaginative scenarios. Durable and simple, Weebles were perfect for toddlers and preschoolers. Their wobbling antics entertained kids for hours, making them a top-selling toy during the Christmas season of 1971. Few games are as deceptively simple and endlessly entertaining as Barrel of Monkeys. Released in 1965, this compact game featured a small blue barrel filled with colorful plastic monkeys, each designed with hooked arms. The goal was to link as many monkeys as possible into a chain without letting them drop, a challenge that required steady hands and plenty of patience. Kids loved the tactile feel of the monkeys and the satisfaction of successfully building long chains. The game's rules were straightforward, making it accessible to players of all ages. Barrel of Monkeys was perfect for solo play, friendly competitions, or even as a way to pass the time on long car rides. Its portability and easy-to-learn gameplay made it a hit, and by Christmas 1965, the Blue Barrel was swinging into homes across the country. Decades later, Barrel of Monkeys remains a nostalgic favorite, proving that sometimes the simplest toys are the most enduring. For generations of kids, Tonka Trucks were more than just toys. They were tools for building worlds. Made from durable steel, these rugged vehicles allowed children to haul dirt, sand, and rocks as they created construction sites in their backyards or sandboxes. Founded in the late 1940s, the Tonka brand hit its stride in the 1960s with models like the bright yellow dump truck, which quickly became its most iconic product. Parents loved Tonka Trucks for their toughness, while kids adored the realistic designs that made them feel like real construction workers. Whether digging trenches, transporting materials, or simply racing their trucks, children spent hours engrossed in imaginative play. Tonka Trucks weren't just toys, they were symbols of creativity and outdoor adventure. Their indestructible nature ensured they could handle even the roughest play, and by the mid-1960s, Tonka Trucks had cemented their place under Christmas trees everywhere. But while Tonka Trucks were built for rugged fun, the next toy turned backyards into slippery playgrounds of excitement. Do you remember the thrill of running and diving onto a slip and slide during a hot summer day? Invented in 1961 by upholsterer Robert Carrier, this backyard sensation was inspired by watching his son and friends slide down a wet driveway. Wanting to create a safer alternative, Carrier developed a long plastic sheet that kids could slide across when soaked with water. The slip and slide quickly became a hit, transforming backyards into makeshift water parks. Its appeal lay in its simplicity. A hose attachment kept the slide wet, while kids took turns diving onto the plastic runway for hours of slippery fun. Though early versions had safety concerns, the joy of zooming down the slide outweighed any risks for most kids. By the mid-1960s, the slip and slide had become a staple of summer play, proving that sometimes the best toys are the simplest. The Spirograph wasn't just a toy, it was a gateway to creating mesmerizing geometric art. Released in 1967 and invented by British engineer Dennis Fisher, the Spirograph combined engineering precision with artistic creativity. Using interlocking gears and colored pens, kids could produce intricate spiral designs that seemed almost magical in their complexity. What made the Spirograph so appealing was its endless variety. By experimenting with different gear combinations and colors, children could create unique patterns every time. The toy not only sparked artistic curiosity, but also introduced kids to basic concepts of math and symmetry, making it as educational as it was fun. Parents loved the Spirograph for its quiet, focused play, while kids were enthralled by the hypnotic beauty of their creations. By Christmas 1967, it had become a top-selling toy, solidifying its place as one of the most iconic creative tools of its era. But while the Spirograph was all about intricate designs, the next toy tested memory and reflexes in a whole new way. Few toys from the 1970s captured the electronic gaming craze quite like Simon. Released in 1978, this brightly colored circular toy was simple yet addictive. Players had to repeat increasingly complex sequences of flashing lights and sounds. Created by Ralph Baer, who is often called the father of video games, Simon became an instant sensation. The gameplay was both entertaining and challenging, as players tested their memory and reflexes to keep up with Simon's rapid-fire sequences. The toy's unique design and engaging mechanics made it impossible to put down. Whether competing with friends or practicing solo, Simon brought out the competitive spirit in everyone. Priced at $24.95, about $105 in today's money, Simon was considered a luxury toy, but its innovative design and widespread appeal made it worth every penny. By Christmas 1978, Simon had become the ultimate family challenge, proving that technology and fun could go hand in hand. In 1977, the Atari 2600 revolutionized home entertainment, bringing the excitement of the arcade straight into living rooms. Originally called the Video Computer System, VCS, this groundbreaking gaming console featured interchangeable cartridges, allowing players to switch between games like Pong, Space Invaders, and Combat without buying a new system. Priced at $178.95, equivalent to over $700 today, the Atari 2600 was a luxury item, but its impact was undeniable. Families gathered around their TVs to take turns battling aliens or competing in pixelated sports, creating a new form of shared entertainment. The Atari 2600 wasn't just a gaming system. It was the beginning of a cultural revolution. Its ability to bring arcade-quality games into the home made it the must-have gift of Christmas 1977, paving the way for the video game industry as we know it today. But while the Atari 2600 introduced cutting-edge technology, another toy from the same era brought timeless creativity to young bakers. Who can forget the magic of baking their first tiny cake with an Easy Bake Oven? Released in 1963 by Kenner, this innovative toy gave kids the chance to bake real treats without needing an actual oven. Using a simple 100-watt light bulb as its heating element, the Easy Bake Oven was both safe and functional, addressing parents' concerns while sparking kids' culinary imaginations. The toy came with prepackaged mixes that allowed children to whip up miniature cakes, cookies, and brownies in just minutes. The sense of independence it gave kids, letting them bake without adult supervision, was revolutionary for its time. The Easy Bake Oven quickly became a household staple and a top-selling Christmas gift. Over the years, it has evolved with new designs and recipes, but its core appeal remains the same, inspiring young bakers to get creative in the kitchen. In 1962, Barbie fans' imaginations soared to new heights with the introduction of the Barbie Dreamhouse. This iconic fold-out dollhouse allowed children to step into Barbie's world, designing and decorating her living space while creating endless stories. Complete with miniature furniture, accessories, and even wall art, the Dreamhouse was more than just a toy. It was a portal to creativity. The original Dreamhouse was made of cardboard, making it lightweight and portable, but it was also packed with detail. Children loved rearranging furniture, imagining Barbie hosting glamorous parties or relaxing in her cozy home. The Dreamhouse wasn't just a static playset. It invited dynamic storytelling, giving kids the power to design Barbie's lifestyle. Over the decades, the Dreamhouse has evolved with new features like working elevators and modern furniture, but its essence remains the same. It gave kids a blank canvas to express their creativity and immerse themselves in Barbie's world. But while Barbie was hosting parties, Another toy was lighting up kids' imaginations in an entirely different way. Have you ever experienced the magic of creating glowing art with Lite-Brite? Introduced in 1967, this ingenious toy combined creativity and light to produce dazzling designs. The set included a black pegboard and translucent colored pegs that, when placed and lit from behind, formed glowing pictures and patterns. Kids could follow templates to create pre-designed images or go freestyle, letting their imaginations shine. From flowers to rockets to abstract designs, Lite-Brite offered endless possibilities for artistic expression. Parents appreciated its quiet and focused play, while kids were mesmerized by the transformation of simple plastic pegs into brilliant works of art. Lite-Brite wasn't just a toy. It was an interactive experience that introduced kids to the beauty of light and color. By Christmas 1967, it had become a must-have gift, earning its place as one of the most beloved creative toys of the decade. But while Lite-Brite sparked artistic flair, the next toy tested nerves and precision in a way no other toy could. The Operation game wasn't just a toy, it was a nerve-wracking challenge. Released in 1965 by Milton Bradley, this innovative board game required players to operate on a cartoonish patient named Cavity Sam by removing ailments like butterflies in the stomach or water on the knee. The twist? If your metal tweezers touched the sides of the openings, a loud buzz and a red nose would signal your failure. The concept was originally designed by John Spinello, a college student, as part of a class project. Its blend of humor, suspense, and hand-eye coordination quickly made it a family favorite. Parents loved it for its engaging gameplay, while kids enjoyed the thrill of steadying their hands to avoid the dreaded buzz. By Christmas 1965, Operation had become a top seller, bringing laughter and friendly competition to family game nights. Its mix of precision and humor has made it an enduring classic for decades. In 1976, Stretch Armstrong stretched his way onto toy shelves and into the hearts of kids everywhere. This unique action figure was unlike anything else. Made from a proprietary rubbery material filled with a gel, Stretch could be pulled, twisted, and stretched up to 4 times his original size. When released, he would slowly return to his original form, ready for more imaginative adventures. Kids were fascinated by Stretch Armstrong's seemingly indestructible nature. Whether tying him into knots, challenging him with extreme pulls, or simply testing his limits, Stretch quickly became a favorite for rough-and-tumble play. His muscle-bound appearance and durability made him appealing to both action figure fans and those looking for something entirely new. The enduring appeal of Stretch Armstrong lies in his simplicity and resilience. He wasn't just a toy, he was a hands-on experiment in toughness and flexibility. By Christmas 1976, Stretch Armstrong had firmly established himself as one of the most unique toys of the decade. While Stretch Armstrong was breaking physical limits, the next toy was breaking records by taking pop culture to new heights. Do you remember the excitement of unwrapping your first Star Wars action figure? In 1977, the blockbuster film Star Wars launched a toy phenomenon that would redefine collectibles forever. Kenner, the toy company with exclusive rights to the franchise, was caught off guard by the movie's success. Unable to produce enough toys in time for Christmas, they introduced the Early Bird Certificate package, allowing kids to pre-order figures like Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Darth Vader. By the following year, Star Wars toys had taken over toy aisles. The detailed action figures, spaceships, and playsets let kids relive their favorite movie moments while creating new adventures of their own. For many children, Star Wars toys weren't just products. They were gateways to the galaxy far, far away. Star Wars toys became a cultural phenomenon, revolutionizing the toy industry and creating a legacy of collectibles that continues today. But while Star Wars brought intergalactic adventures to life, the next innovation made skateboarding smoother and more dynamic than ever. In the 1970s, skateboarding transformed from a casual pastime into a full-fledged sport, thanks in large part to urethane wheels. Before this innovation, skateboards used hard, metal or clay wheels that provided a bumpy and unpredictable ride. Urethane wheels changed everything by offering a smoother, more durable, and shock-absorbing experience, making skateboarding more accessible and enjoyable. This breakthrough allowed skateboarders to perform tricks, navigate uneven surfaces, and achieve greater speed and control. Suddenly, Skateboarding wasn't just a backyard hobby, it was an extreme sport. Skate parks began popping up across the country, and kids flocked to them with their urethane-equipped boards. Urethane Wheels not only revolutionized skateboarding, but also helped shape the 1970s youth culture, turning the sport into a lifestyle. By the end of the decade, skateboards had become a must-have item, proving that sometimes a small change can make a big difference in how kids play. In 1972, Uno reshaped card games with its vibrant design and fast-paced gameplay. Created by Merle Robbins, a barbershop owner from Ohio, the game was a variation of Crazy Eights with added strategy and excitement. Initially sold locally, Uno's popularity quickly outgrew its humble beginnings. The game's rules were simple, yet engaging. Players matched cards by color or number, while action cards like Skip, Reverse, and Draw 2 added an unpredictable twist. The most thrilling moment came when a player shouted "Uno," signaling they had just one card left and sending their opponents scrambling to block their victory. Robbins eventually sold the rights to a larger company, which expanded Uno's reach nationwide. By the late 1970s, it had become a family favorite, perfect for gatherings and holidays. Today, Uno remains a timeless classic, loved for its simplicity, competitiveness, and universal appeal across generations. From timeless classics to quirky fads, these toys shaped generations of childhoods. What was your favorite? Share your memories in the comments and subscribe for more nostalgic toy stories.